Guys, Bitcoin had a big drop yesterday, but look at this. We held my orange line at $68,500 and had a big bounce from this point, and we are now trying to break into higher prices for Bitcoin. Guys, today I am going to talk about what the next major move is for Bitcoin. I will talk about what actually came out of the Fed yesterday, what we need to prepare for, and more importantly, what we could see for Bitcoin moving forward in terms of where the price is going to go. Very important stuff to talk about today, guys, so make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end of this video. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it, guys. So when I made my video yesterday, we were somewhere along, I think we were at $69,000, $69,500 maybe. And I said that within the next 12 hours, you are going to see big volatility based on the CPI numbers that are going to come out. It was one of the most important CPI readings that we've had for a very long time. And that is why, for this instance, we were going to see big market volatility. Now, when that came out, the CPI actually came in a little bit worse than expected. So we were expecting 3.4%. That is what the market was expecting. We came in a little bit higher, meaning that inflation is starting to become a little bit of a problem again. And this was, of course, bearish for the markets, but we saw a big drop. So from this candle, for instance, from 70,700, we went down by, call it 5%. Okay, went down by 5%, but look at this bounce from 69,500. We held on the body of the candle, we closed above the orange line, and this was one of the key levels, because what I said yesterday is if we don't manage to hold this one, guys, then the next level really is 63,300. So it was very important for the bulls to step in and hold this point, and that is exactly what they did. And not only did we hold this level, we're also now seeing a big bounce up towards, well, right now we're trying to break through this level we struggled with for a couple of candles recently, right? So $71,300. So once we break through this, and I do think we are going to break through it, we have our previous swing high here at, well, the actual price went to 72,700, but also the orange line here obviously at $72,000. So let's keep our eyes on this. For me, I'm still expecting higher prices for Bitcoin in general, but be prepared for volatility, especially as we get closer to the halving. Now, the inflation data that came out yesterday, how did that impact the market probabilities, what the market believes in terms of where we are going to see the first rate cuts? Well, in May, the market now believes, remember yesterday was 50-50, I think. Yeah, it was 50-50 yesterday. Today, it is essentially no one that believes that we're going to see a rate cut in May. Also in June, if I can refresh this. So in June, only 16% believes that we're going to see a rate cut, and 83% believes that we're going to stay and remain where we are right now. In July, people still do not believe that we're going to see a rate cut, 35%. But in September, that is when the market believes that we're going to see the first rate cut, and we are going to have a 25 basis point cut, right? So that is going to be in September. So the market has become a bit more, well, specifically in regards to the rate cuts, the market have become much more pessimistic. So that is actually a very, very good thing. We want the market to be as pessimistic as possible, because then we can overperform. Once people see that we're going to see that rate cut, whenever it's going to happen, then if they didn't expect that, we're going to have pumps towards the upside, more pumps than if the market believes we're going to see a rate cut, and then we just get it completely in line with what the expectations are. But if we get a positive surprise, obviously that's going to mean higher prices, and the Bitcoin is looking really, really bullish and really, really good right now in general, in my opinion. For traditional markets, though, traditional markets also had a drop yesterday on the basis of the data that came out, obviously. But you can see that since then, we've more or less been going completely sideways here on the futures market. So that is what traditional markets have been doing. And also what's really interesting is that gold has been having a pullback. And you know what I've been saying here, guys. When gold has a pullback, I do think that some of this money is going to flood into Bitcoin as people take profit on gold and start to diversify into Bitcoin. So for now, that thesis could still hold true because Bitcoin has been going up as gold on the 4-hourly time frame has been going down. But we don't have that much data to compare to. But overall, I think that Bitcoin is in a very prime and very good position overall. Now, let's talk about what else the Fed talked about yesterday. So we know that the Fed, they are most likely not going to be too eager to cut the interest rates right now due to the inflation starting to become a problem. But Joe Biden said yesterday that he still expects interest rates to be cut this year. But what he says is that it's gonna be probably later on during the year. Okay, so he of course wants to bring optimism to the market. It's an election year. He wants to get re-elected. Now, if you look at some shocking stats, you can see that if we look at the inflation, we have not had a drop in inflation for 36 consecutive months. So if you compare the year-over-year inflation, so if you compare this March to last March, and then you do that for every single year, we have not really had a drop in inflation for 36 consecutive months if you compare it month over month. So, of course, the Fed, they have been saying that they want the target to be 2%. Well, we have been above 3% for 36 consecutive months. So they need to do something, or else, I mean, if it's happened for 36 months, so it's most likely going to continue unless they do something drastic. Well, what they could do, and I think that this is going to be what they're going to do, is they're just going to say, look, guys, 2% is off. 3% is now our new target. We are happy with 3% per year. And what this essentially means is that they are just justifying that people are going to get poorer over time. 2% poorer over time is what we used to have as a target. Now they're going to give some more wiggle room so that you can get even more poor, unless, of course, you are in crypto, unless you understand these markets. Of course, for you that are watching these videos, this does not apply to you because you know what's going on, you know how broken the financial system is. But for the everyday Joe out there, they are now not going to get more poor by 2% per year as a target. Remember, this is much higher in reality. In fact, over the last 4 years, you have lost 19% in purchasing power. Not only that, on some instances like food and stuff, it's even worse. But this is just in general. 19% poorer people have become due to debasement of currency, right? So the target is 2%. In reality, it's been 19% in the last 4 years, right? So the new target is going to be 3%. So this is just how they're going to do it eventually, in my opinion. Mark my words, I do think that they cannot really do anything other than just increasing the wiggle room and have a higher target for inflation, because they could have some trouble to get back to 2% without breaking the entire system. Okay, so let's keep our eyes on that. What's also good is that GBTC saw its lowest outflow yesterday. Only $17 million worth of Bitcoin was sold from GBTC yesterday. So you're starting to see the outflows start to become less and less. So that is all good. And also what is really, really interesting, and this is also why the market turned really bullish here, in my opinion, is that you know that the Fed has a massive balance sheet. So during COVID, they started to buy assets. They bought stocks, they bought whatever. So this is the Fed balance sheet. Now, it has been going down over time as the Fed has been contracting the liquidity, okay? Now, what they said yesterday is that they are going to not be as aggressive winding down the balance sheet right here. So participants are generally favored reducing monthly runoff. So the monthly runoff is when they sell their assets here off of the balance sheet. But they're reducing the monthly runoff pace by roughly half from recent overall pace. So they're going to cut the sales, essentially. They're going to only dump 50% their rate into the market. So that is obviously good, and that is also why I think Bitcoin had some positive pumps here as well. Overall, like I said, still bullish on Bitcoin. Now, what we also saw yesterday is that Uniswap was handed a Wells notice. So basically what this means is that Uniswap are going to be in a lawsuit with the SEC. So the SEC continues to want to, I don't know what they want to do, but they want to destroy crypto, essentially. Gary Gensler is on a mission, which he is failing so far. Now, Uniswap uses tech that is being used by many projects in crypto. So this is they're going to fight this for sure. But this is going to be really, really important and interesting to see if they actually manage to win this lawsuit. If Uniswap manage to win this lawsuit, it is going to take years. If they manage to win this against the SEC, then that is a massive, massive win for crypto overall, because all of the different chains has AMMs, right? So Solana has Radium. They have every single platform uses it. This is a big part of crypto, to have a decentralized exchange essentially. This is going to be huge. Let's keep our eyes on that. Guys, if you want to get the best deposit bonuses out there, make sure to get a Bybit account using my link, claiming up to $30,000 by using this link right here. Get an OKX account up to $60,000 using this link right here, and BitGet up to $40,000 using this link right here. Also, you can use my trading strategies, of course. My audience has been making millions of dollars using them. If you want to see how to do that, make sure to go to the top of the description and click on this video right here. Guys, that is what I got for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.